The Riverside County Courts are dismissing hundreds of criminal cases ranging from misdemeanor to felony cases in which many of the accused suspects are considered to be violent. According to Riverside District Attorney Mike Hestron, that's all due to a backlog caused by lockdown restrictions. Back in 2020, the county limited in-person proceedings and suspended jury trials. An emergency order, which expired on October 7th, directed criminal trial cases' dates be extended to a later date. That made for a backlog of around 2,800 cases. Hestron said the sweeping dismissals are not happening anywhere else in the state.
These are felony and misdemeanor cases. These are sometimes violent crimes, serious and violent crimes with real victims and real consequences for the people of this county. I do want to point out that this is not happening in any other county. And even though the backlogs, other counties have backlogs caused by COVID, the mass dismissal strategy is not being employed anywhere else in the state, only Riverside County.
Hestron said his office handles between 50 to 60,000 criminal matters per year, of which the majority are resolved before going to trial. But with the dismissals, actual criminals may be skipping out of the entire judicial process.
This is going to backfire on our courts. Our backlog is actually going to go up. You can't dismiss your way out of a backlog. You've got to work your way through it little by little. I know it's difficult. I know it's going to be time consuming. It might take us a year, it might take us 2 years to work our way completely through it. But eventually the system will get back to balance and we'll have enough trials where people coming into the criminal justice system can expect a trial, and it will bring both sides really, I think, back to the negotiating table.
But the presiding judge who made the decision on dismissing the cases did not blame the backlog on lockdowns. In a press release, presiding judge John M. Monteroso pointed to a lack of resources, including such as judges and an available courtroom. The Riverside Superior Court has taken measures to utilize its resources in order to have cases be resolved before trial. Some of those changes include using civil judges for criminal trials, having multiple criminal trials per day, and calling on retired judges for help. But Hestron says Riverside County has had a judge shortage for decades, and no criminal cases have been dismissed for that reason.
To take a mass dismissal approach, to just say, you know, we've got these cases, courtrooms open today, everything else gets dismissed without any serious look at the consequences, without considering the arguments that we put forth, which is what it feels like from our perspective. I think that's wrong, and I think it's a crisis that's happening in our courts, and we've alerted the appellate courts, and hopefully that we'll get an action and a decision soon.
As for the plaintiffs in these dismissed cases, Hestron has the following suggestions.
Come to court. The courtrooms are open. The courtrooms belong to the people, and you know, like we encourage our victims, come to court and talk to the judge. Let them know that, you know, this is how this is going to affect you as a victim.
So far, 200 cases have been dismissed, with an expected 700 more to follow. Hestron is currently pushing back by appealing to the judge's decision with the appellant's courts. Jackie Rios, NTD News, Riverside, California.